Welcome back into Relationship Rewired Space, the place where we connect, engage, and support each other, where real conversations are happening. I am your host, Albina Veniaminova, and I'm so honored that you either watching and recording or here with us live. Today we have a special guest, special to my heart guest, and conversation will be happening around relationship, but from other angle, from a woman, from a feminine perception. Before we get to our speaker, I want to ask you a question. Are you the one who experiencing feeling betrayed, dismissed, abused in your relationship? Check out our upcoming live event that will happen in August 14 through 16. It's a live event in Vermont. And if you are local, please check out and join us. That is the place to release your tension that related to those relationships, to trauma that you're experiencing, to feelings that you're experiencing. That is the place to heal, being surrounded by the people who know how to do it. We're here to support. The link you can find under this video, or just reach out, DM, reset, and we'll send you more details in regards to our upcoming event. Well, let's welcome Sara. Sara, so happy to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much. Before I'm going to pass the mic to you, I want to say just a couple of words that I know about you, but though we'll give you an option just to introduce yourself. Sara, knowing in my social circle as a Rasa, is a ceremonialist and ritualist who assist women through every transition of their lives, offering the initiations we never received through Vedic philosophy, herbalism, and energy work, woven together as one medicine. Thank you, Sara, for finding time. I'm so happy, so blessed you are joining this conversation. Let's welcome Sara.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and first question, we're gonna jump through it. I know that the time is flying. I want to take as much goodies out of this relationship because you have a ton of things to share. What is your story? Let's just get our audience to get a little bit more of who Sara, what she faced, and what she needed to go through in order to become who she is today.
Wow. Thank you for that. I would say that I'm deeply grateful for this space. And I would say that my journey has been one of just beautiful lessons in life and realizing, going from this victim mentality to realizing my own part due to deep wounds that had to do with my childhood and even in the womb and birth. And as a full spectrum doula and assisting both birth and death, I'm also a death doula. And so witnessing these transitions and being the guardian of those portals has also enabled me to see the beauty of the transitions and what we hold as women in those spaces, and the rights that we were never initiated into, which were from going from child to maiden, and from maiden into mother, and from mother into matriarch. And even our own ancestors were never initiated into these really sacred passages. And so the basis of the work that I'm doing now is all about those different stages, as I've been immersed in this work for many, many years, and mostly with the weaving of so many ancient practices, because that's something that's I'm always drawn to ancestral practices. Hence why I studied Ayurveda and Vedic philosophy, which has really enabled me to see how the mind really works, and where the mind has its place in weaving narratives and stories about ourselves and dropping into the body rather than just always going to the same patterns. And so it's like creating new neural pathways. It's also listening to the body, to the heart, to the womb, to the gut. Um, and also weaving in other things like human design, where I understand my emotional authority is I need to sit with things, I need to feel things and see how they feel and wait to respond rather than I have to respond right away. Where we feel the pressure of that all the time. And so understanding who I am has been really, really helpful. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey that's been so healing, sometimes bitter, sometimes acrid, sometimes sweet. But I'm realizing that there's medicine in the contrast, and just deeply grateful for the journey and for everyone that has mirrored all of the things that I need to see.
Beautiful. And your energy is so soothing, so healing. It's like even to be with you in a call, it's so different and so peaceful. Do you guys agree? Let me know. 'Cause you can feel it. You can feel it. So grateful you're part of the retreat that we offering. It's going to be such a great opportunity for people to see other side of the engagement relationship. What is initiation? And let's circle back, because you supported me in my own personal, right, with my own kids, because they're going through one stage into another stage faster in this time frame where they are age related, rather than we as adults, though it's happening anyway, right? It's how I support them. Do I have tools? And thanks for having you as a very close friend. I was able to navigate through such an interesting and very vulnerable stage for my teenager that brought her to a very peaceful state with where she is in relation to her engagement with the world. So, what are the stages of initiation? What is the most important? Because that probably would be a baseline for all of us, right? To know what is it.
They're all important to be there. And I think that looking in retrospect at my age, I'm 52, proudly 52. And at 51 is when I realized that these are just doing deep work with indigenous midwives in Colombia last year, is where I realized that I have to recognize and be very, very comfortable with where I am in my life as I've entered. And I'm a matriarch. I have a granddaughter now. She's 4 years old. And I spent many years kind of mourning that, thinking like, that's it. My world of being a woman has passed. And that's untrue. It's just that I didn't ritualize or ceremonialize the fact that I'm entering this beautiful phase of my life that's full of wisdom and magic and peace and steadiness. And so I have made an effort to start ritualizing and initiating myself, even back to those stages that I didn't get to be initiated into. And somehow I'm doing that through the work of helping other women. Like, for instance, when we went through that whole phase with your teenage daughter, I was placing myself in that instance that I didn't have.
Mm.
And it's not to place blame on anyone. It's just something that we've never had. My own mother didn't have, my grandmother did not have.
Mm.
And so the way that I see it is uh, when we are healing ourselves, and this is a message that I received from my ancestors, especially the grandmothers, the ones that I have met and the ones that I haven't, that when I'm healing myself, I'm also healing them and I'm healing future generations. And so there isn't one that's most important. They're all important, in my opinion.
Thank you. Yes, yes, 100%. And then I'm gonna ask you that, you know what, it's so relevant in regards to the call that was related to masculine, that wounded masculine that we had last week with Brijesh.
Mm.
How other perception is opening up, right? Because he was bringing idea that I just posted today, guys, check out the reel, the shorts on Instagram, Facebook, in relation to every man, that every man goes through certain things with his mother, and every man receives that wound because the mother is not initiated into a mother with the tools that she might use and would make the man a man, true masculine, healed, rather than the man wounded one, right? So so true, so important for women to experience that initiation and be surrounded by people who knows how, what is it, not just initiation in like talking in relation to some big words, right, but internal process of receiving that responsibility, understanding the responsibility, and building the toolkit to have in order to meet all the challenges of those responsibilities, right?
Mm.
So what makes a woman truly feel emotionally safe, stepping off a little bit from the initiation stages?
Okay. The short answer is space, not solutions. And so I believe that safety is not the absence of conflict.
Mm.
Women tend to stay in conflict-free relationships and feel unsafe every day of them.
True.
So safety is knowing that whatever rises in you, there's room for it. You can give it the space. You can bring your grief. You can bring your anger, the ugliness, that fear that can arise at 3 a.m. And the person across from you will not shrink it, won't try to fix it, won't mock it or leave. So, and I know this from, again, I want to revert back to, I know this from personal experience, but also my own experience, but also from the birth and the death, the birth room and the deathbed, 20 years of watching what actually settles a nervous system in myself. And it's never been advice. Watching a laboring woman that doesn't need to be told how to breathe by someone who's anxious. What they need is a calm body in the room. The calm really transmits to them. So I bring that calm and that focus. And I think that that's the whole secret. And it works the same in relationship as it does in birth. And I think that for the men directly, I think that I have to name the fixing because it's in their nature to want to fix, right? So when she brings something hard, the urge is to solve. It's love. It's out of love that they want to solve, but it can land as dismissal.
Yeah.
And what she hears is your feelings are a problem that I need to make go away. Or try this instead. And so I would say to try to just stay and breathe slower than she's breathing. Asking maybe a question. And I know that things like uselessness might arrive, the feelings of uselessness, but it's not a question of doing it right or wrong. It's just an invitation to try something different, because you're never supposed to be the mechanic. In this instance, you were supposed to be the ground, the container. So I think that something that is very important is that a woman doesn't open to the man with the best answers. Honestly, she opens to the man whose body stays calm when hers cannot.
Yeah. And that calmness takes the wisdom and experience in healing.
Yes.
Welcome into this space. So, so clear when you speak about reaction and the two different actions that we receive from man, right? And that is the cause of either break or peace between two. How important, right? That reaction in relationship, because reaction is still going to be either autopilot from the fear-based mentality, or I have it, I got it, I got like my blah, blah, I got my woman, I got you, right? Everything is resolved, will resolve. There is always resolution, but it takes healing.
On both parts, because it also is a reflection of the man's relationship with his own mother. So
Wow, that is profound. So what does women consistently misunderstand about themselves in general, most of the time? What is your experience? In relationship, maybe when they start to teach, right, the man or something else, they're also reactive.
yeah, but I think that it comes from the thought that we are inconsistent and that we're seasonal. We measure ourselves against a linear standard and read our own seasons as inconsistency. So, like a man's hormonal function rhythm, it resets roughly about every 24 hours, whereas ours moves through a full cycle across roughly a month. And inside that month, we pass through 4 seasons. There's our inner spring, when our energy rises and everything feels possible. Then there's the inner summer, when she is magnetic, she's verbal, she's radiant. And the version of her world, the version of her is what the world rewards. And the inner autumn is when we feel the veil thinning. And then suddenly she sees that everything is wrong in the house, in a relationship, in herself. And then going further into our inner winter is when the body asks us to go below, to rest, to release, and be left alone. But nobody taught us this. So a woman measures her winter against her summer and concludes that something is wrong with her. That inconsistency, right? And so we find ourselves apologizing for our autumn truths. And then she pushes through winter like it's a malfunction. Typically, like what we experience in winters, especially here in the Northeast and the world. And so it's built on the 24-hour clock. That's what the world is built on. And then she agrees with that's what it should be in me as well. So autumn is not cruelty, our inner autumn. It's discernment that's arriving on schedule. And the things that she sees that phase are usually real. and they were just invisible in the summer because everything was blooming and radiant, right? And so the winter is also not depression. It is the descent that every wisdom tradition honors. And it's gods, and it denies only women.
Yeah.
So that's what I've found.
And I think it's more society based. It's like constructions that we live in, right? It's like beliefs that women equal men, turn sometimes back, that women needs to function like a man. They can't. Biochemically they can, hormonally they can't. And I love that wisdom from you, because the more I talk to it, like, it's just built my understanding of me, of how my me created biologically, chemically. uh and I've noticed something that came so evident, and maybe many of you women will notice that too, or have that experience in your life, because I was not in relationship, right? Or for some times. And so I was going through still that wave of moods, no matter what, you're in relationship or not. But when you're not, it feels like, wow, realization that no matter who I'm with or by myself, I go through those waves without anybody, without engagement or external impact. So it's me going through it. And question was to myself, would I blame somebody for where I am, where I feel, what I feel right now? If I would be in relationship, was 100% yes, I would. Yes, I would. So this challenge, right? Then the women go through this or hormonal cycles. How to bring this across in relationship, how to make it so evident that we both catching it, and we're not running into challenges, blame and game of serving, over delivering or pointing, but just realistically can work together through it.
That takes for us to, I like to shift the word learn to remembering, remembering our seasons, and inquiry and curiosity from the masculine about, going from what's wrong to where are you, and trying to understand that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question, what's wrong, will turn around and will their way. Yeah, I see the difference.
Yeah.
Very wise. I love your wisdom. So then I have another question. When the women, let's take women who are strong, surrounded by society who build that strong women. So most likely, in most cases that I come across, those women struggle to receive. And every single corner they struggle to receive, they don't even aware of it until we work, right? So what would be your suggestion? Why, first of all, do those women, strong-minded women, they struggle with that?
This has been deeply personal to myself. And I'm having so many revelations around this, especially in my work, that has revealed it to me. They've been mirrors. And I think that holding became my identity, I would say. And I think that that could also relate to other women. And so receiving, it kind of threatens the identity. So somewhere early, she learned that her value is in what she carries, what she carried. And maybe she was the eldest daughter. Maybe she was the one that kept a parent alive emotionally or literally. The holding got praised, and so she did more of it. And so receiving is not relaxing for her. And so receiving is like an identity death, really. If I'm not the one holding, who am I? Never the question of who's holding me, but who am I if I'm not holding? And so when nobody answers, she picks the weight back up, and the cost is the nervous system that never gets to be held. I have an example about like an animal teaching. I recently lost a pet of 14 and a half years, my dog Zen, that you know. And one of the things that I had the realization after he left his body was that he never once asked whether he had earned rest before lying down next to me or sitting next to me. You know, animals, they receive without recognition. There's no merit, there's no repayment plan. You know, and like watching him over the 14 and a half years is what the body looks like when it's not arguing with its own needs. So, you know, when we as women deflect a masculine's help, it's not a no. It's just that's not the answer. It's just not something to be fought either. I think that it's just keep offering without like a scoreboard. It's more of like she's testing what, like whether your giving has a condition or a bill attached to it, because most giving in her life has been that way.
Touches me. Let's take inhale. You made me cry, Nicole. Can you really heal?
Can you really heal? Anything specific?
That ability just not earn, but be.
The honest answer is more interesting than a yes or no. You know, something dies and something else is born. That's what this work that I do and the personal work that I have been doing. But it would be a no if healing means going back. Yes, if healing means going through.
Yeah.
Because they're both life and death are the same portal, right? So if you decide to go back instead of going through the portal, then you're not healing. Because betrayal is death. And so the relationships that existed within yourself or with others before it, you know, that innocence, the version of the story you were living inside, that dies. And it doesn't resurrect. You know, it doesn't come back from that death. And so people can stay stuck for years. I am speaking personally, stay stuck for years because they were trying to revive a relationship that existed before the betrayal. And you cannot heal towards the past, not towards it. And in this aspect of my work in being a death doula and in sitting with what death has been teaching me, grief is not a wall. it's like a metabolism, there's composting. And something goes into the ground and then something else grows. And the something else is not the same plant. And the same times that sometimes what grows is a new relationship, even with yourself, with yourself or between the same two people. Um, so, and more honest than the one before, possibly because the first one was partly built on performance. And so sometimes what grows in a woman alone who finally belongs to herself. And both are healing. Neither is a reversal. And that is a right that's missing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have funerals for a betrayal of trust.
We should.
We should. And that's what I have been healing, the self-betrayal, grieving. And so we carry this corpse around for years rather than burying it. And this is where ceremony earns its place, its keep. Grief that's witnessed and ritualized can move rather than grief that's held in private, meaning within ourselves. It just calcifies.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So in upcoming retreat, you are hosting the women group. What would they take? What are they taking? What are they having like in that group? What are that women receiving? And not just women, because you're hosting a men as well on this topic of who woman is and what specifics men might want to know about women.
I think that it's not, I think, when I offer women's circles, it's very specific to honoring honoring land, the land that we walk upon, the land that we are in, the land that holds us and sustains us, the land where we're doing the work, honoring our ancestors, feeling the energy of our ancestors holding us, behind us, there with us, honoring each other, honoring all of the women that we have been, and honoring them in very, very specific ways. There's the element of ceremony and ritual, and it's to connect to ourselves and to each other, and to really feel a sense of I'm held.
Yes. What a beautiful ceremony. I am so excited for everybody who registered. And if you experience the betrayal in your life, if you are facing trauma that you cannot go through on your own, reach out, check out the upcoming live event in Vermont that will happen August 14th through 16th for you to heal, for you to be surrounded by people who know how to heal and will walk you through that healing altogether. Sarah, one last question as I see we're at the top of our time. If this is the most important thing that you would want us to remember from this call, what would that be?
Who would it be? The most important thing?
To this call, the most important message that you feel needs to come across every single one who listens, what would that message to be or be? Language. Today's Monday.
That's okay. Um, hmm. The message is that doing the work requires a lot of discernment. It also requires just not requires support, because I've realized that I thought that I had healed parts of myself by doing the work alone. But the thing is, when you're alone, you cannot see your own shadow. And that has to be reflected by another person. And it could be, and it always is, reflected in not just all of the people that are in your life, but also the person that you are in relationship with. You are both reflecting something to each other that should be recognized and not ignored. And so that all comes from just going deeper within yourself, and also having someone supporting you and really pushing you to see the things that are not comfortable to see, and not a push as in aggression, but more of a push out of love, and going from there, and having the support of just being held and feeling that emotional safety. That physical safety is one, but emotional safety, because it's not something that we can see. It's hidden, just like our shadows. And so using the voice is very important. But there's so much discernment that needs to be input there. Because when we start acting from a place of the narrative, the stories that the minds make up, it reflects these deep wounds. And that discernment comes through understanding, by having that reflection.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for your love that you poured into us today, for your time, for your open heart. I'm deeply grateful for you two making a space for us today, and being part of the retreat that we all put together.
Mm.
And also to everybody who joined us today, I want to thank you guys. Thank you so much for finding time. I love
Yes.
you all. And
Yes.
everybody who's watching us and recording, check out the link. Check out the retreat, upcoming retreat. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be healed. It's always step by step. If there is a switch just to change our personality, our identity, oh, that would be great. There is no option yet. So we welcome you to check out the link. It's attached. It's should be underneath this video. DM for more details. It's been Relationship Rewired with our guest speaker, Sara-Rasa. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Deeply grateful for you and for everyone.
And before I close, I want to let you know next week we have another call. It's a community call. We might have somebody also, another speaker might not, but I will be there waiting for you guys. It's been Relationship Rewired. I'll see you next week.